Hello and welcome to the Request Account and Portal Navigation training. We are on the production site of efile.nashville.gov, and I'm going to be showing you how to request an account for both the criminal and civil courts, and also navigate the portal redirection page. From this login page, if you wish to request an account for the civil or criminal courts, you're going to want to click on this Request Account button. This will bring you to the user agreement page. Make sure you read through this, make sure you know exactly what you're agreeing to before checking the I accept the terms of the user agreement radio button and then clicking the submit button. Once you have done that, it'll bring you to the user roles page. Make sure you select the appropriate role for you. For demonstration, I'll be selecting attorney, but you have other options as well. Once you've selected your user role, go ahead and click Next. We now need to tie our profile to an organization. Now, the court has created many organizations, and they're generic organizations, so in this drop-down, make sure you select whichever organization applies to you. For demonstration, I'll be selecting the Attorney General option, but make sure you go through this whole drop-down and select whichever one is appropriate for you. Once I've selected my organization, I am now going to click the Next button. We're now on the Request a User Account page where we need to fill in all necessary information for our profile. All necessary information that's required by the system to request an account will have an asterisk by it. Every other form field is optional and is up to you if you wish to fill them out. The first thing you'll see here is the organization name. We already selected our organization on the previous page. So the first thing we need to fill out is our username. You can make your username whatever you'd like. I usually recommend to put in your first initial and last name, but you can type in whatever username you wish. Your password must be at least 8 characters long, contain a symbol other than a character or a number, and must be different than your username. But go ahead and type in your password, confirm that password, and then you'll be good to go. You then need to put in your first, last name, and bar number. Pro Hoc Vice attorneys, please put your state as the first 2 digits of your bar number using this format here. The phone number and fax number are not required, but you're more than welcome to put that in these 2 fields. You now need to put in a primary email address, and you also have options of putting 2 alternate emails. Now, the email address serves a couple of purposes. The first is to let you know if this account request was approved or rejected. And the second will be that to these email addresses, you'll receive courtesy notifications, not official notifications, but courtesy notifications from the court that something has been filed on your case. And you'll get those notifications sent to this primary email address and also to the alternate emails as well. You then need to associate your profile with an address. So make sure you type in your address here, at least in line 1. Type in your city, postal code, state, and country as well. Below that is where we actually select which courts we wish to request an account from. You have 2 options. We have the civil court and the criminal court. Now you're welcome to check both boxes and then hit the submit button, and you can get accounts for both of those courts. Now the civil court, these account requests will be automatically approved, meaning the moment that I hit submit, I'll be able to log into their system and begin e-filing. Now the criminal court, these account requests will be approved by a clerk. So once it's been approved or rejected by the clerk, you'll be notified to your primary email address that you can then log in to your profile and begin e-filing to the criminal side. You're more than welcome to select one of these boxes or both of them to then request an account to those courts. The default box, if you're selecting more than one court, you can select the default box, and when you log in from the login screen, you'll go directly to one of these courts. If you're mostly working on the criminal side, you can select default, and when you log into this production site, you'll go directly to that home page. And once we get to the portal page, I'll show you exactly how that works. You can also leave the default blank, meaning every time you log in, you'll be brought to a portal page where you then can select either criminal or civil, whichever site you want to go to. So make sure you select the court you wish to request an account from and then hit the submit button. Once you've done that, if it's civil, it'll be automatically approved. Criminal, you'll have to wait for the clerk to approve it. Now, I already have a username and password because I already have a profile. So you'll put in your username and password here and then hit login to log into the eFiling application. Now, if you ever forget your password or username, you're more than welcome to click these links that will help you retrieve or reset your password or username. Now let's go ahead and log into a profile that has access to both the criminal and civil court. I now have put in my username and password. Let's hit login. Now, since I did not select a default for this profile, it brings me to a portal page, which I then can select the Go redirect for civil or the Go redirect for criminal. Now, if I hit the Go redirect for criminal, it will bring me to the home page for the criminal court, which I can then perform case actions. If I go back to the portal, by clicking that portal button, I can go to the civil court page by clicking this Go redirect button, and that will bring me to this side where I can then file to the circuit court. Now, if you ever wish from this portal page to make one of these courts your default, for instance, if I mostly file in the criminal side, I can hit the default checkbox, hit the Go button to save that change. Now it'll bring me to the home page here, but once I log out and then log back in, it will bring me directly to the home page for the criminal side. So if you're mostly working in criminal, that's just a quicker way to get the home page for the criminal court. Now, if you ever wish to make this change and go back to either the portal page or change your default to the circuit side, the civil side, click on this portal button. That'll bring you to the portal page where you can then redirect to the civil side, and you can also change your default. Now, if you wish to go back to always coming to this portal page from the login screen, just uncheck these boxes, hit the Go button to save it, log out, and then every time you log in going forward, it'll bring you to the portal page where you can then redirect to the appropriate court. One more thing, I'm going to show you what a profile looks like if you're only allowed access to one of them. If you haven't, let's say you request an account to civil but not to criminal, let me show you what that would look like. This is a profile that only has an account approved on the civil side. Now, if you ever wish to request an account for the criminal side, just go ahead and click on this request button, and then it'll request an account. It'll be sent over to the clerk. Once they approve it, you'll be able to then log in and get access to the criminal side. And it works the same way if you have been approved for criminal, but you haven't been approved yet for civil. Just click the request button, which will be next to that civil court, and then those are actually automatically approved, so you can then quickly be redirected to the civil side. But that sums up our training for requesting an account and portal navigation. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a great rest of your day.